The next company is Parachute Teachers. Judges? Take it away, Parachute Teachers.
So my name is Sarah Cherry Rice, and I'm here with my co-founder, Jordan Dolman, and we are Parachute Teachers. We are a marketplace for substitute teachers. At the core of what we do, we believe that there should be a great teacher in the classroom for every single minute of every single day. And what you might not know is that there is a national substitute teacher shortage. So all across the nation, this is happening in almost every single district, in almost every single state. So when a teacher is out for the day, districts are scrambling to find someone to come into the classroom. But even when they can find someone, it gets even worse. So let's pop into a school to see the current state of substitute teaching. Right now, we have substitute teachers coming into our classrooms and showing movie to students. Even worse is when they pile students into an auditorium for the day to do a worksheet. This is where Parachute Teachers comes in. Parachute Teachers is reimagining the role of a substitute teacher. We take folks from the local community who have a talent to share. Imagine if you could get robotics, yoga, opera. Oprah would also be awesome. Shakespeare for the day. We are providing students with a multitude of opportunities that they normally wouldn't have access to. This is our platform. We have spent a ton of time working with schools and principals to simplify this process. Schools log into the marketplace, choose the teacher that they want to book for the day. A text message, an email, and a phone call goes out to our teachers, and just like that, a teacher is ready to parachute into our schools. We have built an incredible team. We are made up of former teachers, principals, myself as a district administrator, as well as product managers and engineers. We are based out of the Harvard Innovation Lab, where we have access to some great mentors from across the country. Right now, we are partnering with Boston Public Schools to refine our model. Here's our success. In our first pilot, we parachuted in over 60 community members, handing out over $25,000 to our teachers and bringing in $7,000 in revenue. But the thing that we are most proud about is that 97% of our teachers were given a 5-star rating in the classroom. Our business model is quite simple. We charge a district $75,000 as a one-time recruitment fee. This is to recruit, screen, train, and badge our teachers. Then we charge a 5% placement fee for every hour booked of each day. We think there is a lot of opportunity in both small and large districts. So that's it. We're Parachute, changing the way and reimagining the role of the substitute teacher.
Thank you. So you're like Uber for teachers.
We are kind of like Uber for teachers.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Judges?
These people are certified teachers?
So that is a great question. In Massachusetts, substitute teachers do not have to be certified. And in many states, they are not required to be certified. So if you look at certification regulations across the United States, in Florida, you have to have a high school diploma. In other states, it's much more. But sometimes all that's required is that you're breathing. And we run a simple background check. So the standards are quite low, unfortunately, for substitute teachers.
You talked about a $75,000 startup fee. Do you have any kind of sliding scale that you've thought about? Because not every district is going to want to spend that much, especially the smaller ones.
Yeah, that's a great question. We have thought a lot about that, thinking about how many teachers they need per day and how many teachers they ideally would want to have in the marketplace to be pulling from, as well as kind of the opportunities that they, whether it's like robotics, what are all the different things that they'd want to be placing. So I do think that number can move, and I think it'd actually be much bigger for larger districts. One of the things we've looked at, there is a substitute, one of our competitors, although not a direct competitor, is a company that's just trying to fill the shortage right now in Philadelphia. They don't bring in higher quality subs, but the District of Philadelphia just signed a $32 million contract over the next 3 years to figure out this problem.
Got it. Question, I guess, you mentioned an opera singer. And I try to think about a sub for a math class. I guess, how do you make a connection between the two, and how is this better than just a movie or anything else that we have today?
Listen to NPR.
So we try not to replace the teacher in the classroom. We think the only person that can pick up with that curriculum is the teacher themselves. But rather than bringing in a movie or bringing in meaningless worksheets, we think we can offer different opportunities to students. So we don't encourage our parachute teachers just to try to be that teacher who they're replacing for the day, but instead give the students a really authentic, hands-on learning experience instead.
Got it. And I guess just the second question, and the last one would be availability of, you don't know until probably hopefully the night before that a teacher's going to be out, but you've got to get the opera singer to show up the next day. How does that all work?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So right now, some of the data is actually pretty surprising. 70% of our substitute teachers are booked in advance. So teachers they know that they're going to a conference. We're covering 15 substitute teachers on Thursday for professional development. 30% of the bookings are the day of. And what we're doing is we're optimizing our technology to be able to make that match as quickly as possible. We have on the back end built in where we're capturing teachers or our parachute teachers scheduling, and also thinking about some GPS functions where we will be able to place the parachute teacher in relation to the school and see how fast they'll be able to make it there to get there in time for the start of the school day.
Unfortunately, teachers are not paid very well for what they do, and I'm wondering how do you pay, or how do you compare with what? So, two questions. One is, how do you get people to agree to be these parachute teachers, given that they're not paid very much? Juan, what do you pay a substitute teacher for a day?
$75, $85 bucks a month.
Yeah. So, and then how, are you more expensive than what districts already are paying?
So it's a great question. There's kind of two types of parachute teachers that we're gonna be bringing in. I think there's some that are really doing it out of the kindness of their own heart and the interest in kind of giving back to their local community. And actually one of the things we've talked about is having those parachute teachers be able to kind of opt out from taking any money from the school and actually letting that stay within the substitute teacher budget. And on the budget kind of point, a lot of this money is actually already allocated, and the kind of challenge is there's not enough substitute teachers to fill these roles. And so some of the conversations we've been having with districts are about how they can kind of adjust those rates in order to actually attract enough substitute teachers to get on the platform and to join. And I think that sometimes they don't have a chance to see that because the marketplace isn't always available for them to look at. Could they solve this just by changing that price?
So it sounds like, just to clarify, you're not paying, you're just charging a fee on what the district's paying to the person, so you're not getting involved in that part of the
That's right.
transaction.
That's right.
You mentioned the $32 million cut. Can you give us more detail? What are they paying for in Philadelphia? Did you learn anything from that contract that might help your company grow?
Yeah, so we're trying to really be like the third-party solution for a district and take the recruiting, the screening, the training, and the badging, which is like our ongoing professional development for our teachers, off the district's plate. So not only are we filling kind of that need or helping with the capacity around that, we actually see our platform as a mechanism to recruit great long-term teachers. So already we've seen teachers who have not thought about the teaching profession join our platform, kind of test out the classroom as a substitute teacher, and then move into a full-time role with our schools. So we think it's a longer human capital strategy of like, how do you find great people in the community that want to work with students and really have something that they want to share?
I like the way you just pitched that. Maybe I missed it, I was texting, right? It sounded like you were going to supplement the substitute work in a district. If you're going to supplant it, that makes more sense from an outsourcing perspective for a school district. So I just didn't catch that the first time.
Yeah, that's great feedback.
All right. There's a question from the audience here, which is rising rapidly. Do you provide any training for these teachers, just to clarify, for the the substitute?
Yes, so we're offering, I don't know how many people are familiar with badging. So our teachers have an opportunity. Did you raise your hand?
Yeah.
But we do, so personally, we don't want to get into the teacher training business. So we allow third-party providers to badge our teachers. So whether you're a university that has a prep program, or you're a district that has trainings, you're a charter school, whatever it is, we offer badging to show the competencies or the credentials that our teachers are earning. And so the idea is to give a school kind of a 360 view of our teachers. So in addition to badges, we're moving into allowing students to provide feedback on their experience, as well as showing ratings from principals who have booked this teacher in the past.
So what is the badge? Like, give us some examples of these badges.
Yeah, the badge could be anything from classroom management, so like very simple, to moving to design thinking with students. Any array, anything in the kind of the competency-based world could be handed out in professional development. And we don't really actually want to be the judge. We want the person, the school who's doing the hiring, to kind of look at the credentials and make a decision on who they want to book and who would be the best fit for their school.
Okay. Thank you.